Welcome to Beyond Film School, my March film resume review. So happy if you can join me. Let me know if you are joining me in the chat. Let me know. So this month might be the last one before a little pause. We're gonna skip over the resume review for April because I have a resume workshop happening in April. So April 13th, if you want a full-on personal resume workshop, film resume, production resume. This is for all levels of folks. If you're just starting out, changing careers, if you have tons of experience, and you really just kind of want to know the direction where you're trying to go with your resume, I have a resume workshop happening in April 13th. It's going to be Thursday, 6 to 8. So yes, today is kind of like a weird time. I guess I've never really had a live stream on Monday at 3 o'clock. So Raul, I definitely have your resume. So thank you for joining me, saying hello. And Obi-Wan Martin, thank you so much for joining me in the live stream again. So I don't know. So a couple of tips before we jump into the resume review. Just overall tips for people writing their resume, because I feel like resumes are being looked at a lot more often, for me at least in my circles. A lot of people are worried about how it looks, what they need, and I just want to say, make sure it's just one page. And I feel like if I'm speaking to you and you're on this live stream, I feel like you already know that it has to be just one page, and general, like public, just corporate, whatever type of resume should only be one page. I don't know where this trend came from of having a resume be like 2 pages. Oh, it's okay for it to be 2 and 3 pages. It is a lie. Do not believe these trends. It is a lie. So I just want you to know, 1 page only. Just make sure it looks pretty. Make sure it looks nice and organized. And I feel like it's definitely much more easier said than done, of course, because I've seen many a resume that definitely need a lot of work, even though they follow those quick tips. So just to get into the first resume. So thank you, Raul, for submitting. This is actually, okay, so here's the thing. When you guys submit resumes to me, I don't look at them. I just see that there's a PDF attached and I don't look at them. So Raul, just to let you know, this, when I first opened it this morning to block out your information, I was like, this is amazing. I love how it's all organized, but then I don't take a deeper look until I'm actually on the stream. So at first glance, your resume is really, oh no. Oh, wait. Can you guys hear me? I have no idea if you can hear me. I didn't put my microphone. It is on. It's not close to me. I'm so sorry, guys. Wait. Okay, there we go. So I'm seeing my thing moving and I'm like, oh no. Okay, so at first glance, I really, really love the look of your resume because it's just it's divided up really, really nicely. And there's lots of blocks, there's different colors, there's red in there. Now, I normally would say try to avoid using red on your resume because red signals like red flags or something negative or something's wrong or there's going to be a correction. So, but this is okay. I didn't necessarily think it was something that was wrong with it, right? So I would be okay because it's matched with blue and it looks fairly patriotic. So I'm okay with the combination of colors that you're using. But you may get someone who might think that this is a little bit too much color or too many colors. I thought it was fine at first glance because I can go to certain places on your resume and I still feel organized. So let's just jump into your name and the title below it. It's I love the way your name was laid out and you have it's like your middle. I think you have 2 last names or a middle name, but you use your full name and it looked like a little pyramid. The way it's, you guys can't see it, but Raul knows what I'm talking about. Hey Ruben, hello from Calabasas, California. Hey, you were on the stream before, so thank you for joining me. Post PA, logger, assistant editor. This is great because you don't really need to go into detail of the position you're looking for because you know who you're applying to and they know what those mean. So I love that you are using those abbreviations. It's fine. Contact information looks great. So your skills, so just so you know, I don't know, maybe you want to flip the order, but if the skills section is something that you want the person's eye to follow first and to hit that first. If the skill section is something that you want them to see first, then this is a good tactic, right? Because the way my eye goes on your resume is I go at your name, I go down this column, and then I go over. So if that is what you're looking for, great. If it's not what you're looking for, then I would reformat it to be the opposite way if you want them to see the summary first, or if you want to see the experience first. I don't know what you're going for, but skills section, my eye goes straight down right to the skills section. And this is really nice. I like how it breathes. Like, you have a lot of information on your resume, but I feel like it's light enough for me to be like, take in the information, and I am not overwhelmed. I don't feel overwhelmed by your resume, which is really, really good. So question what your box is. It's almost like they're big bullets. So I'm gonna switch gears. I will get back to the skills section, but your category headers, I love how you have the darker blue and the lighter blue, but that box, I feel like it might be unneeded. You can just make the whole box that one color. I don't know if anyone else feels this way. I think maybe that might make it feel a little less busy if you take that like light shaded box to the right, or to the left, to the left, like if you take it out and just make the whole box that darker blue. I feel like that was just something I noticed really quick just now, but I feel like if it might be a little bit too much, but I think if you just make it all one color, I think it might be good. A little bit better too. So skills. So your Avid Media, you have Adobe Suite, Final Cut, G Drive, Microsoft Office, ScriptSync. Is there any other skills here that you need to show? Being a logger, ScriptSync. Do you guys use what's it? Oh god, there's another thing that loggers use to sync like sound and video. I don't know what is. I feel like, I don't know, Plagiarize? Is that like something that used to be a software that you guys used to use? I have no idea. But if there's something here you can add, definitely add a few more here. For some reason, I just want, like, you have a space or two underneath your editing reel link that you could add maybe a couple more, or you could move up. I don't know why, but I want to see something else there other than just your hard skills. Okay, let's go. It was just Avid for logging. Okay, so that explains that. So if you just had Avid for logging, that's fine. So if that's the software that you know how to use, perfect. Okay, so languages, English and Spanish, that's good. I think that your editing reel, now here is, most of the time I tell people, don't put links on your resume. You put your demo reel link in your email, right? Signature in your email. You say, hey, my resume is attached and links to my work are in my signature. That's usually what happens. Now, I am not bothered because your resume is so organized. I am not bothered by the fact that you have an editing reel link in here. So sometimes I would say, take it out, it looks ugly, but where you put it and how it's placed, it doesn't bother me. So I would say leave it, and also you have the room. So if you need to sacrifice something to make more room for something else, then the editing reel link would definitely be the first thing to go. Just putting it out there. Okay, so I'm gonna move up to your summary. Okay, again, yeah, so now that the longer I'm looking at the category header boxes, the more the double color in it is kind of starting to bother my eye a little bit. But it's only because I've been staring at this thing for a few minutes now, which is way longer than an average person is going to spend on a resume. So just throwing it out there. So a skilled post-production professional knowledgeable in, a skilled post-production professional knowledgeable in Adobe Creative Suite, Avid, Final Cut, dedicated to supporting the visions of creatives and creating content that is thoughtful, thought-provoking, and impactful. So here's the thing with your summary is that you're basically outlining your skill section. You don't need to tell me the skills over again because I can clearly see your skills and my eyes already went to your skill section. So you don't need to tell me in your summary. I feel like you're almost wasting your summary just a bit. Putting 2 lines of the software programs that you've worked with. So I feel like you have 2 lines of room on your resume to express yourself a little bit more outside of your hard skills. See what I'm saying? I don't know if that makes sense, but I feel like you can really show a little bit more of your personality with those 2 sentences in your summary. You get a little bit there where you're dedicated to supporting the visions of creatives and creating content. It's like creatives creating content. That is like a lot of creative in there that is thought-provoking and impactful. Are you trying to be a editor one day? Like maybe you're trying to work up to an editor or whatever the goal is, I think you could show a little bit more personality in your summary and get rid of your hard skills in there, because I already know that you know how to use those programs. So going to your experience section, logger, 2002, full swing. Okay, so you definitely, it's great that you have the position. Like, because it's red, I definitely will go there first. So that is a plus, and that works in your favor. So I mean, the fact that it's red, it's like, could be seen as negative, but I don't overall with the combination of colors that I said before. So I think I'm okay with it. So Vox Media, and you have a lot of a lot of description there, supporting the editors and producers by locating footage to be used in episodes. I feel like being a logger, like, they know that you're going to be doing those things, especially someone who's going to be hiring a logger or an assistant editor. They know that you do those things, correct? I think your bosses know you do that. It's kind of running into the same problem where people who are set PAs and they're staff PAs, they're like, oh, well, I was a background PA. So what I did is I checked in the background, I took them to set, and then I sat background on set. So that you don't really need to lay out and spell out all the responsibilities. So you could probably cut that down a little bit if you have more experience. If this is all that you have for your experience, then keep it. But as soon as you start gaining more and more experience and more lines to your resume, you can definitely take out all that descriptive stuff for whatever that position was, okay? So you have an editor assistant below the logger, right? Hey, Joe, hey, it's good morning for him over there. It's 3 o'clock. What is it, like 11 a.m. for you, Joe? So we have an editor assistant to present. So you want to make sure you put your resume in chronological order and you start with the newest first. So if you are presently there, that should be on top of the logger position. So you should switch those two. I don't know what maybe the mindset was behind putting that the way you have it now. Maybe a mistake or an oversight or something, just like, or maybe there was a reason. So if you have a reason why you put those in those positions, like, let me know. Simplified our archival data into easy filing system for editors with access. Good. And then you have editor, DIT, and script supervisor. Okay, so this is a short film. I feel like you could probably expand this out a little bit, because an editor, DIT, and script supervisor are 3 very different positions, first and foremost. Second, being DIT and being a script supervisor for a post-production assistant, logger, and assistant editor resume is not going to do you any good, really. It's like, that tells me that you are spread very thin on that production. I know how short films work. Trust me, I know how short films work, because I came from the independent film world. I know how it works. You have like a lot of, you are wearing a lot of hats. Like, you're not only just this, you're like 18 other things. So I get it. So I would definitely probably just keep editor, specifically because your resume is your tour editing. So definitely keep that keep that kind of just as editor. DIT script supervisor, I don't know. I know you did more and you want to show that you've actually done a lot on that production, but I don't think it's going to do you any favors until maybe you have another resume that you can put DIT or whatever on, or script supervisor, because those are 3 very different, very, very wildly different positions. So just make sure to keep it down just to editor. Supervise the continuity of the script over the course of production, worked with the DP and sound mixer to ensure the facilitation. Okay. So yeah, so definitely just keep editor, because this not, I feel definitely, I don't know how anyone else feels about this, but I definitely feel like you gotta just narrow it down, because the overall rule is, I think just with how colleges are cranking out everyone and the film schools like cranking out all the grads, is like they make you a one-man show or a one-woman army or one-man, like it's like you're a one-man band and you're like literally doing everything, you know how to do everything. So you have like all these skills on one resume, where in the film world, when we're hiring people, we want experts. Like, I know that you're human, you're multifaceted, you can do many different things, but on a resume, I want to know that you know how to do that job, and just that job, great. That's all. And unfortunately, that is how our brains work when we're looking at a piece of paper, and we want someone to fill that or check that box or fill that, like, that mold of whatever we think that, that editor is. We don't want an editor that's like, oh, then they were doing this and they were doing this. So we just want to know that that is the thing that they are a master in. Okay, going down to your education, say MFA in filmmaking, editing, post-production. Yes, so this makes sense. This all makes sense. So, I know you know how to do a lot of different things. BFA in filmmaking, minor in creative writing, Montclair Senior. This is great. So overall, I think if you can add a few more credits, maybe you may not have them yet, but this is really, really good to start off. Again, your summary, just make sure you can show you a little bit of your personality. And I don't know if anyone else has any other opinions about your resume, but I think this is organized very great. It looks pretty to my eye, and that's all I can ask. If you have a resume that's really, really pretty to someone's eye, they'll keep their eyes on it a little longer, and that's what you want. Because I have gotten a few resumes personally, because I've having to hire certain people, and people just give me their resumes of if you need someone in New York or something, and the resumes are just abysmal. They're just abysmal. So it is really, really bad, and I'm like, I don't want to look at this, and I'm like, okay, you've done this, okay, I'm not for this, because it is so pleasing to my eye. I want to keep looking at it, and I keep digging deeper, and I'll look into more and more details. So Raul, let me know if you have any questions while we're here in the chat, and I'll go to the chat really quick, because some people have said hi. So everyone here, yeah, good. Yeah, I was really worried. I was like, holy shit. I think when I was hooking up my microphone, I was plugging it in, and I forgot to move my mic, and I was like, oh, look, I blacked out apparently. Okay, so that's redundant now that I'm hearing you say it. Okay, good. So I will put that second, because that's a super low budget project that's been very on and off since I joined. But if you're going to put present, chronological by end date, therefore present should be first. Yes, so that's the thing, is that even though you think that the level of importance, even though it's like a freelance and you're kind of on and off, you should still put it first, because it's present. You're still working there. It's kind of like, me day playing on the equalizer. It's like, that should be at the top of my resume. Actually, I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I have to probably move it, but I don't put dates on my resume. So yeah, so you could avoid this whole thing. You can avoid it and just take the dates out, and you can leave it the way you want it, really, because I am a proponent for not putting dates on resumes. I feel like it's definitely overrated. Who cares? If they want to know the dates, they'll ask you. A lot of people, I don't put them, and no one's ever asked for them. And I've had my resume out there for many, many years, and I've updated it and changed it so many times. Do I worry about dates? No, because I don't want to worry about the extra information I have to format on that page at all. So if you are joining me, let me know where you're joining me from. I have my regulars that are on this live stream. Thank you for joining me once again. If you are new, let me know. I would love to meet someone new who is just joining me for the first time for this live stream. Also, if you have any industry questions, by all means, please ask them while I'm here. My next live stream is not going to be probably for our next couple weeks, and I think my next live stream is going to be about leadership in film, because I think this idea has been brewing in my head for a long time. We have to talk about leadership in film, because Lord knows, I feel like there's a lot of leaders, but not a lot of leadership happening in film, which I'm not trying to come at anybody, but also the way people lead teams is kind of surprising to me sometimes, a little surprising. So so I definitely agree with Joe. Chronological by end date, therefore present should be first, 100%. And yes, making it pretty is definitely the first step, 100%. So I just want to go to, I don't know if Amanda is on the stream. She sometimes joins me, but I'm just sharing an improvement, and she has kind of over time really transformed her resume in a real big way. And I think the last couple of notes that I gave her last month with, making sure that she's taking all the notes and they're cumulative. Just because I give you a new note doesn't mean you forget all the other past ones, So I love this color. Just a fan. It does get a little stripy, but I'm okay with it. I'm totally fine with it. It breaks up the information. I'm not mad at this resume at all. And the only thing, Amanda, if you are watching, is I definitely need you to fix these lines just a little bit, where it says TV series, reality series, TV series. You're missing a couple spaces. They just need to be aligned a little bit tighter, just a little bit tighter. You have your... Oh, yeah, actually, I'm going to go, this reminds me here. Okay, so you don't have any, so Raul, this reminds me to the short film, was it called Overdue? Make sure it is in quotes and in italicized, because that doesn't come across to me. And I definitely missed that. And I was like, I don't know what project this is for. So I want to make sure that you are italicizing and making sure that it is known that that is the title of the project. I definitely did forget to mention that in your resume. So yeah, so just make sure you italicize it and put it in quotes, because that is the indicator that that is the name of the project that you are working on. So thank you for Amanda for putting that, because that totally reminded me. So her shows need to be just a little bit, like, we're missing a little bit. So I just need it to be aligned, because the fact that it's like, maybe I'm OCD or something, I don't know, but this is going to bother other people's eyeballs. I know it. It's bothering my eyeballs. So just got to make sure that you really look at your spacing, because if something is off by a space, it messes up that nice clean line. So skills, fluent in English and Spanish, organized interpersonal skills, strategic problem solving and initiative, able to work under pressure. Now, I think the thing is with this skills section is she's telling me in more sentence form, which is okay, but you don't really want to always be in sentence form, which this is a very simple resume and it's not overwhelming. So she can get away with those quick lines of just, you know, this is my skill, fluent in English and Spanish, and they're short, and I think that is what matters, that it's short and it's not like running on across the page. But also the other thing is that she has a lot of space to utilize, which she can put a lot of stuff here. I mean, she can expand out the additional skills, maybe expand that out maybe 2 or 3 columns across the page, maybe a little bit. So that's just something, you know, this is a massive improvement from what she started with. So yes, kudos to Amanda. And also Amanda is a member. She's a channel member. So yes, thank you, Amanda, for being a member. So Raul, just let me know if you have any questions while I'm still on. Those are all the resumes I have for this month. I didn't get very many resumes. And I'm like, yes, maybe the community that I mean, I feel like I've drilled this. I've drilled this a lot. I think the first resume review was December, I believe. I'm not really sure, but I've done this a few months, a couple of times, and I'm really, really glad that I can, you know, serve you guys and help you with whatever I can to get you to go forward and progress in your career. So honestly, thank you for submitting your resume, Royal, and honestly, everyone else who just watched the stream. Couple of things coming up. I sold out, so congrats to me. I sold out my Set PA class in May. It is happening May 13th and 14th. So the wait list is now open. So I have filled my class, but the wait list is now open because sometimes people, you know, can't do it. They, for some reason, life comes up. So I have a wait list that's open for my Set PA class. And of course, if you can't do an in-person class, you can't come all the way from Alaska like Joe did for my class, then there's definitely an online class that you can take that is there to do at your own pace on my website at beyondfilmschool.com. And yes, channel members, I just came out with a member-only video. So Joe is a member of my channel. So if you have not watched the film interview questions video, go, because that is for you. I mean, that's specifically for my members. I really just want to give them a leg up because, you know, they are like my VIPs for the channel. So check out channel memberships. If you are trying to be a member, I give you all the info that I can, just to give you a leg up in the industry. So if there's nothing else, guys, there's no other questions. This has been a really, really quick live stream. I'm so happy to jump on. My next live stream should be in a couple weeks, and I will get to the usual time. My usual time is Sunday at 1 o'clock. I probably will do, I haven't set the date just yet, but I think probably the weekend after Easter, or the last weekend in April, we'll talk about leadership in film. So if that is it for now, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I shall see you next time.